Hola. Hola chicos, sean bienvenidos de vuelta a la stream de ArziBH en YouTube, dándole Genshin Impact. Perdónenme, se me cayó el control. Bueno, aprovechando a las personas que están aquí con nosotros, vamos a tirar en el gachapon. No sé si sepan ustedes qué es el gachapon de este juego. En este juego, para sacar personajes exclusivos y armas y todo eso, es necesario estar tirando aquí. Como que se mira borroso. Creo que eres tú, loco. Entonces les digo, es necesario. Ciérralo y ábrelo. O cambia la configuración del. ¿No escucha el juego? Creo que no se escucha el juego ahora que estoy viendo. ¿O sí? ¿O sí? Sí. Eso no era lo que quería escuchar. Em, Quiero ver que escuche el juego, dame un momento. De repente dejó de escucharse por lo que estoy viendo. Vengas a tu máquina. ¿Escuchan el juego? Chicos, ¿escuchan el juego? Ah, creo que se escucha. Sí, perfecto. Ok, ya se escucha. Y que de repente no se escucha. Ay, ay, ¿qué es esto? Ok, dices que nos vayamos a la. Aquí de los 7, ¿verdad? Porque dicen que aquí es donde mejor salen y todo eso los personajes. O bueno, eso es lo que dice la historia, ¿no? La leyenda dice que si eres capaz de tirar aquí, te saldrá un personaje 5 estrellas y no sé qué más. Estatua de barba. Pues aquí estás. Pero la teoría es sentarte ahí arriba, es sentarte ahí arriba y tirar en sus manos, ¿eh? Es lo que yo tengo, Corner. Yo tengo dos cuentas de YouTube, una casualona y una donde yo subo contenido. Ok. Entonces, aquí viendo esta maravillosa vista, vamos a tirar a nosotros para ver si es cierto ese pequeño cuento de que te salen los personajes aquí, ¿eh? El horario de las 12. Bueno, pues. 12 de la noche o de la mañana. Ah, qué gratis, nada. Noche, ok. Sí puedo, sí puedo, sí puedo, sí puedo, sí puedo, sí puedo. Un poquito atrás. Bueno, ahí está bien. Salto de fe dice un ataque. Sí, algo sí es esto, de hecho. Ok. Ahora sí vamos a tirar a ver qué nos sale, ¿eh? Uno nunca sabe qué vaya a salir. Digo, tengo la oportunidad de tirar por Klee, sí, pero pues se nos adelantó el tiempo y aquí tenemos a Kazuya. Ah, qué nada. Es muy difícil. Aquí. Ya lo voy a bajar así. Loco, que no me quieras dejar tirar aquí. A ver. Son las 12. Mira, ya son, ya son, ya son, ya son, ya son. Ahora sí, vamos a tirar. Vamos a tirar el de 10, ¿ok? Vamos a ver qué nos sale. Si nos sale o no nos sale, pues ni modo. A ver qué onda. Uno nunca sabe qué trae esta cosa. Solamente fue morado. Ya valió más. Ya, ¿para qué lo quiero? Ya se murió. Es muy difícil juntar estas cosas como para que no me salga algo bueno. Bueno, me salió Razer no lo tenía. F. Ni modo. Así es la vida, dicen algunos. Está carandosa. Bueno, mínimo me salió Razor, uno de los personajes que muchísima gente quiere conseguir en este juego. Y hablo de que muchísima gente literalmente quiere a Razor. Por alguna señal razón, no sé por qué. Tal vez porque pelea al estilo yoyos. Tengo la oportunidad de tirar yolos, así que vamos a tirar los yolos a ver qué onda. Como 5, así que vamos a ver. Sí, en teoría debería haber Nightbot para YouTube. Yo todavía no sé cómo ponerlo. Todavía no sé cómo ponerlo, pero estoy investigando. Hace muchísimo tiempo que no recibo nada naranja en este juego. Y hablo de muchísimo tiempo. No me va a salir. Emma, ni siquiera sé cuál es el contador de este juego. El último. ¡Uy, joder, tu tizna la máquina! Bueno, segundo Razer, todo chukis. El personaje que todo mundo batalla para sacar me sale a mí así como sin nada, neta. Bien, vamos a continuar con la historia. Era lo principal a lo que veníamos, ¿no? A continuar viendo qué es lo que nos tiene aquí el arconte de Geo. Porque no sé si recuerden que estábamos haciéndole como una tipo tumba. Una tipo celebración. Al historial para saber los detalles. Ah, ahí es donde se sabe. Ahorita reviso. Ahorita revisamos. Y veamos cómo van las cosas. A ver. Dices que en el historial, ¿verdad? Tocotón, tocón. Como que tarda mucho esto. ¿Recuerdan que esto me dice? No que me diga nada. Ah, son de las veces que he tirado. Wow, cómo ha pasado el tiempo, eh. Bueno, pasó mucho, no importa. ¿Qué onda, mi buen DC? ¿Cómo estás, carnal? Hola, acorde. Ay, bendita hora. ¿Por qué todo el mundo se tiene que mover entre horas? Ahorita cuento, loco, o sea, qué flojera sacarle la cuenta a todo eso ahorita. Es allá abajo. Y yo acá arriba. Yo pensé que era aquí. No, que ya estaba Kazuya, loco. ¿Que no hoy lo lanzaban? Por cierto, chicos, ¿cómo se les hizo el unboxing? Mal. Válgame la redundancia. Esa, continuemos con la historia porque pues tengo entendido que se ponen
You're
choques.
here. There's no need to order. I've already done so. Third round knockout is not for lightweights, like those taverns in Mondstadt. Here, the owner does not take such unorthodox orders as fruit juice.
Ok. Entonces, ¿por fin me invitarás a beber algo?
I ordered some wine-fermented sweet rice balls for you, if that counts.
Ay, debí esperarlo.
If it is to your liking, dear customers, I shall continue the tale of Lady Ningguang's Jade Chamber.
Yo tengo a Ningguang. No es la gran cosa. Es muy buen personaje, pero tengo a Ningguang.
Hey, there's even a storyteller here. Great atmosphere.
Ya está. Adiós, gente. Mira ese rato. Oh, rayos, mañana nos
Besides
va a ir mal
fun
Smash.
one, the excellent ambiance is the reason why this place is so well loved. But when I say ambiance, I refer to a different sort from the one the Tevat travel guide uses to judge other establishments.
Ambience. Qué curioso, qué curado suena, ¿eh? Ambient. Para ambiente. Ambient.
As you all know, high above the land of Liyue lies a pavilion in the clouds, a palace in the mist.
Ajá.
What does it mean to have all-seeing eyes? This, my friends, Lady Ningguang's masterwork that bridges earth and sky. Imagine, the weather is clear, and you gaze down from the deck on the world below.
Ah, hijo, yo te conozco.
Behold, the glorious sights of Liyue Harbor, stretching out far and wide. They say that when Lady Ningguang ponders
siento como un Kung Fu
important
Panda ahorita.
affairs, she retreats to her jade chamber with none but her 3 closest confidants in tow. Why brings she these trusted 3 to sift through sources, dig through documents, looking for information? Piece by piece, facts and figures paint a picture on the walls of the chamber. But well before the wall is filled, Lady Ningguang's mind is made up. Having made her call, she has every last document shredded, and whoosh, she scatters the shavings out her window. Ah, look at them, how they billow in the wind like a sudden swirling blizzard. As the fragments fall, traces of text flicker before the eyes of the merchants of Liyue, like ink stains in white snow. The saying goes, the rarest treasures in the land are the words brought by the paper snow. For the words of the Tianquan have the power to move mountains, and all throughout the land know it.
O sea, que esta loca es la que tiene control en todo Liyue.
These are but scraps of paper, and yet they guide Lady Ningguang's hand. Such is their value. Merely grasping 1 or 2 of them will surely gift you a fragment of her wisdom, enough to stay a step or 2 ahead of your peers.
Tianquan Ningguang. Feels like we're hearing this name a lot.
Sí, de hecho, desde que llegamos al Liyue.
Locals talk about her. The Fatui hate her. She's most likely the one who hid the exuvia, and we saw her at the rite of dissension. Huh. Paimon wonders what sort of person she is.
Tampoco lo sé, Paimon.
At last I have found you. You who returned from Jueyun Karst.
Who's there?
Wait, I am not with the Millilith, nor am I here to claim your bounty.
¿Qué? ¿Tengo una recompensa en mi cabeza?
However, I am an emissary of the Liyue Chising. My name is Ganyu, secretary at the Yue High Pavilion, and I have come specifically to meet you.
¿Una emisaria?
Well, in concrete terms, I am the corporate secretary for the Chising. At the moment, I am serving as Lady Ningguang's special emissary.
Porque debo admitir que su voz en inglés sí me gusta, ¿eh?
Ningguang sent you? We were literally just talking about her.
My apologies, you who have returned from Jueyun Karst. I am duty-bound and cannot extend my courtesy to you in full. But I have with me a letter from Lady Ningguang. She extends a formal invitation to you in her capacity as Tianquan.
Dato curioso de Ganyu. Hay un dato curioso de Ganyu, ¿eh? Hubo un monstruo que intentó comérsela, pero se atragantó con su cintura de abajo. Ya sabrán por qué. Saben que no puedo decirlo en YouTube, ¿no?
An official invitation?
Lo único que puedo decir es como dicen en Estados Unidos. 'Cause she's thick.
Lady Ningguang said this. Invite him to come here.
Pero di mi nombre.
I wish to meet him. At the Jade Chamber, together we shall snip every one of these entwining dark threads.
Dios, somos perfeccionado. Ok, ¿y ahora qué?
And with that, the emissary who called herself Ganyu just disappeared. But we've received an invitation from the Liyue Chising. Paimon still can't believe it.
Ah, ya te acostumbras a todo lo que nos pasa.
We'll be meeting people that have way more money than Paimon could ever count. We should be on our best manners.
Se me hace que Paimon ya está tramando algo otra vez.
An invitation to visit the Jade Chamber is a rare honor indeed. You'd best be on your way now. But don't forget about the rite of parting. Once you've finished at the Jade Chamber, meet me at Dihua Marsh.
Don't worry, we won't forget. Dihua Marsh. We'll see you there.
Ok, pero ¿cómo llegó? ¿No le quieren que vaya? Ah, es acá, ok. Pensé que tenía que subir al cielo y hacer un desastre. Ah, me dieron una... Si me dieron lo que creo que es para la constelación de... Sí. Perfecto. La constelación en este juego sí es bastante divertido, ¿no? Porque dependiendo de la constelación es lo mucho que puedes hacer. Por ejemplo, tus ataques mejoran. En cuestión de constelación, sí, venían siendo estos, ¿no? Los ataques mejorados por Geo, el ulti, etc. Es una gran cantidad de cosas que puedes ir mejorando. Hola, ¿te interesaría trabajar para el Ministerio de Asuntos Civiles? ¿El Ministerio de qué? El Ministerio de Asuntos Civiles. Puedes llamarme señorita Yu. Soy la gestora de recursos del Ministerio de Asuntos Civiles. Y por gestión de recursos no me refiero solo a materiales. También administramos informes y personales. Perdón. Ya podrás imaginar lo importante que es la gestión de recursos en una ciudad que valora el comercio, tanto como Liyue igual. Lo que mejor hace el ministerio es intercambiar bienes por manos de obra e información, y usar sus recursos para resolver problemas. En pocas palabras, tú nos ayudas y nosotros te pagamos. Ay, dilo así de esa manera. Aunque con solo esa información tal vez aún no entiendas bien nuestro funcionamiento. Adelante, mira si hay algún trabajo disponible para ti. ¿Sí? Y luego. Y bien, si te interesa algo podrás empezar cuando quieras. Si solucionas los problemas de la gente, no solo mejorarás tu reputación, sino que obtendrás buenas recompensas. Por cierto, los trabajos disponibles para ti dependerán de tu reputación. Al principio solo podrás aceptar trabajos sencillos. Pero si deseas realizar tareas más importantes para conseguir mejores recompensas, te sugiero que trabajes tanto como puedas para ganarte la confianza de los demás. ¿Eso es todo? ¿Y ahora qué hago? ¡Ay, hijo de su tiznada madre! ¿Cómo subo para allá? Bueno, vámonos a que está más cerca, ¿no? Porque va a ser un camino largo. Chicos, siguen aquí. Mira, hay un cofre allá. Vamos a pelear un poquito aquí nomás para que puedan ver las maravillas de esta vida. Ay, odio no ser un arcontejero. No, dice Dubo. No, chale, Dubo, ¿por qué te fuiste? ¿Cómo estás, bro? Uy, lo hice mal. La tu bestia. Odio que se suban ahí arriba. Ah, que la tizan, ¿sabes qué? Dame un momento.
Terra Smash!
Hola, joven. Porque qué caos esas tocas. No, bueno, supongo que es spoiler, ¿verdad? Se me olvidó que subí de mundo. Literalmente acabo de subir de mundo antes de iniciar el stream. Y se me olvidó ese pequeño detalle. Más subir de mundo en este juego es que te va mal. Pero bien al mismo tiempo. No, solo que cada vez que sale un nuevo personaje, todos pierden la cabeza. Ah, ok, sí. De hecho, yo estaba tirando por él, pero no me salió. Tiré 15 tiros, pero ni modo. Ni siquiera sé cuánto me falta para que me salga un definitivo. Mira algo ahí. Hay un reto ahí también. Pero ahorita voy por la historia. Ahorita nos encargamos de esto. Ay, aguanta, porque es sin energía. Vamos a hacer. Bam. Y tú también lo quieres, hermano. Porque sí he visto que muchos están diciendo que es... Neta. Chale. Y uno que tira por ella no le sale. A menos que metas dinero como Carlos Villanueva, que está aquí con nosotros. O Temo Ave. Les encantan ese tipo de personajes. Yo también quería a Ola, perdón, de hecho. Pero pues... Era cuando tenía más o menos dropeado el juego. Y ahora que ya lo estoy jugando bien, pues ojalá me puedan salir más personajes. Sí, cierto. Pero es que está lloviendo. Pero... no, sí. Qué menso yo, ¿no? ¿Cómo vamos a subir?
This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is.
¿Ahora te diste cuenta?
Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do.
¿Y no puedes volar hasta allá a preguntar cómo subir y yo te espero aquí?
Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
Supongo que la lógica no sirve contigo, ¿verdad? Yo que lo pienso, nunca he subido para allá. Ah, mira un golem. Creo que no sirve el agua estando mojado, ¿no? ¡Ah, tu máquina! Ay, tendré que hacerlo a mi manera.
Goba, get them! Animo test 60, absorption test. Swirl, mark 2.
Bueno, se hizo de agua, eso no es lo que esperaba. Honestamente no sé qué esperaba. Baja de allá, cobarde. Ah, joder, nada máquina.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Pero cambia de personaje, güey. Está moviendo. Tuvimos la oportunidad, no te dejaste, juego, neta. Una de las cosas malas de este juego que ocupa online para fuerzas, no, o sea. Ah, tu máquina. flor del exiliado, eso es nuevo. Ay, güey. ¿Esto es posible? Supongo que tengo una idea de cómo voy a subir para allá, ¿no? Perfecto, ahora sí. Y no bromeo, o sea, cuando les digo que el juego se pone bastante divertido es porque el juego sabe cómo ponerse difícil cuando le da la gana, ¿eh?
Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy.
Mechanism thingy.
Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Tal vez este camino a la cámara de Jade.
Yes, this must be the way.
Supongo que sí. Supongo que no. ¡Uy, hijo de tu tizna! ¡Ah! Eso me pasa por esperarme.
It only takes us up to here.
Tiene que haber otra manera.
Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go.
Sí, vamos a tener que preguntarle al geoarmada, digo. No hay manera de cómo movernos. Sí, de hecho, no debería haber ningún secreto para subir, de lo contrario.
Or... Oh, Paimon gets it. If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right?
Exacto.
All right, let's follow your plan. Then we can... Oh, hang on a moment. Look down there.
¿Qué cosa?
Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista. Paimon has a new idea.
¿Sugieres que nos vamos a la ballesta y nos disparemos directamente?
Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista?
Paimon, me odias.
No. Paimon may have just forgotten to think about the safety measures.
Recuerdo que la baliza tenía un catalejo.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
O podríamos ir con la geoarmada a preguntar. Igual yo estoy aquí. ¿Cómo diablos viste todo eso desde aquí, Paimon? Hey, mira la animación ahí abajo, no importa. Mira la historia. Y la geoarmada está protegiendo la ballesta por...
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Territorios sagrados son solo las afueras de la cordillera Tangien.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along.
¿Que nos agarre la geoarmada? Lo dudo.
She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a millilith ambush here to arrest us.
Entonces, Paimon, ni siquiera hemos explicado que nos han invitado, loca.
Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
Sí, de hecho.
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Hey, mira, se parecen.
Well, here they come. Line them up and knock them down.
Sí, como si tú pelearas, niña.
Nice and spiced. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Ah, mira nomás. Hay oleadas. No, me caí. ¿Qué hace Azul aquí?
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Absorption test. Animal test 60.
Uy. Bueno, ya están todos aquí.
Enhanced animal mod.
Take the target alive.
Terra smash.
Suena como que... ¿Cómo esquivas? ¡Bájate!
Try it. Who goes there? Attack.
You're toast. Nice and spicy. Absorption test. Stay clear.
Take the target alive.
Wait.
A pesar de que ustedes me quieren vivos, yo creo que los estoy matando. No sé qué estoy haciendo.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Terra smash.
Stop! What's all this about?
Ellos me atacaron.
Lady Coaching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong ballista.
Who are you calling strange?
Bestia, Paimon, ¿cuánta fuerza? Es que solamente estamos buscando cómo llegar a la cámara.
You want to go to the Jade Chamber? Who are you?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liu Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liu Qixing.
Ah, Chukis, hola.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
Tal vez hiciste mal, pero que no soy la que aparece en el crossover de Honkai.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here to investigate that occurrence. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
Pues claramente intentaron arrestarme.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
No lo piensas mucho, ¿verdad, Paimon?
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
Solamente lo reparé ya.
That was... Huh? Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
Tampoco soy
We're
malo.
taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
¿A su cinturón?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god.
Dudas de mi habilidad.
Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing?
¿Por qué hablas como si fueras una diosa?
Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it.
Ah, ok.
Either way, I will admit that
Solamente
the
estaba
actions
burlando a
of
los
the
dioses.
Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them.
Igual quiere... Ah, o sea, ¿están intentando negociar con los adeptos?
Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
I don't know.
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, traveler.
Ya me dijiste casi todo, ¿no?
You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year. The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber is the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
¿No?
Favor?
Paimon, estamos hablando en serio, niña.
But... Wait, that's right. Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to respect Liyue's culture.
Bueno, en esa parte sí entiendo, ¿no? Porque allá... A la vez que naranja me veo. Ah, no es acá. Allá sí no... Bueno, en China y todos lados, ¿no? Se tiene que respetar mucho la tradición de la gente. Si no es una falta de respeto si no la respetas.
You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Pavilion, and... Well then. May we meet again, traveler.
¿Ah?
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person.
Estoy de acuerdo con lo que dice.
So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her?
Y de vuelta al obsequio.
Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night. Sugar frosted slime!
¿Slime confitado? ¿Qué es? ¿Muffin de slime?
Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang.
Ajá.
Why don't we go with that for a gift?
¿Y tienes la receta?
Nope. But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka.
Un boom shakalaka.
Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our riches.
Ok. Bueno que los ingredientes están aquí cerca, ¿no? Supongo, digo. Yo imaginé que esa cosa que Paimon se imaginó no va a hacerle daño a la... a Ningguang. Pero qué día los pasó.
Absorption test. Swirl. Mark 2.
¿Tú me quisiste atacar, desgraciado? ¿Ahora no te estás moviendo? Ahora sí, ¿verdad? ¿Dónde estás? Él me atacó. Eso es mi defensa. Supongo que eres lo que tengo que agarrar.
It looks crystal clear and very delicious.
Paimon, me das miedo, loca. Now.
Terra Smash!
Frying pan, it's for fire.
¿Ahora con qué me están agarrando?
Eat this.
Creo que sonó el control. Enfadoso. Gracias por morirte. ¿Tú también vas a atacar? Sí. Creo que la gente, ¿eh? Estás caminando a gusto por la vida y de repente todo el mundo te está atacando. Ahora ocupo a alguien que me suba la vida.
I'll take care of it. Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or is there a sweet fragrance in the air? Huh? Did you hear that?
Era como si alguien estuviera pidiendo ayuda.
It seems like it came from those ruins over there. Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
Pleito, pleito.
Let the show begin.
Creo que es mucho más fácil hacer esto.
We can do it.
Agarrar esto. Hacer esto. Agarrar. Pum. Pum. Ahorita que hay fuego aquí, agarro esto, pongo eso ahí, los jala. Brota. Pero bájate, mensa. Bueno, ya lo matamos, ya que. Bueno, supongo que el menso soy yo aquí, no, porque me subí sin querer.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Oh, qué triste suena eso.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry. I will compensate you both.
No hace falta.
Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
Las buenas intenciones son suficientes.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
On.
Oh? And what might that be?
Do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations.
Siete
Now,
naciones
just
y
give
estás
me a
aquí.
moment, and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great! Paimon's sugar frosted slime now comes in a beautiful package.
Hubiera preguntado a qué se refería con eso, pero... Estamos un poquito lejos, así que vamos a teletransportarnos. Aquí arribita. Entre más cerca es mejor. Así no estamos batallando tanto, ¿no? Bueno, también no sé qué opinan ustedes. Hasta el momento, chicos, aquellos que están aquí, ¿cuál ha sido su personaje favorito? De todo Genshin Impact. De mi parte es Acarosa. Pues si eres tú, loca.
Hey there! A guy called Mung Dan told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Supongo que sí.
Yep. It's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves, as long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack.
¿Eh?
It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations too.
Ok. Ok. Por alguna razón no tengo la conciencia tranquila.
It looks beautiful! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
Me preocupa. ¿Cómo puede resultar esto, honestamente? Ay. ¿Qué tan lejos? Ah, pues es aquí puedo subir yo. En serio, me preocupa cómo puede salir esto. Digo, ¿slime complicado? Está hablando como si estuviera muriendo. ¡Un gatito! Quería ver si podía interactuar con él. No quería golpearlo. Bien, ocupa elevadores cuando puedes escalarlo. ¿Por qué no se me ocurrió que este podría ser el camino?
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
Yes. How many would you like?
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
Aguanta. ¿Qué? ¿El equipo terrenal? ¿De qué me estás hablando, loco? Solamente soy una persona normal. En teoría.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang!
Primera vez que escucho su
Since this
voz.
is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Oh no, it's nothing.
El cámara de Jade es magnífico.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon
Imagínate
and
que
the
todo eso
skies
empezó como
above
una habitación
Liyue.
nomás.
One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Qué ambicioso es el equilibrio celestial.
Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait, was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Oye, la bestia que me dio. ¿Dijo una grosería? Hace poco me encontré con el equilibrio terrenal.
At the Guizhong Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest.
Pues que Shin dijo que las 7 estrellas no le desean mal a nadie, así que todo bien, supongo, ¿no?
Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
¿Me das miedo? No, no miedo, sino que tengo el presentimiento como que me vas a hacer algo, loca. ¿Qué? ¿Me vas a tirar? Te advierto que puedo volar.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War.
Tengo una idea general sobre ello.
Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die,
Daño físico es lo máximo.
but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from
Es muy
before.
probable, de hecho.
Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
En ese caso, ¿por qué resguardan la exuvia?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you...
Hay de 7 en todos lados, ¿no?
saw.
Corner.
But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Tiene que ser él.
Huh? What are you two talking about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations
Sí, por alguna
receive
razón
guests
siempre
within
son
are
7.
complete. So please, this way.
Así como dice Corner. Sí, digo, si quieren ver mis artefactos, se van a reír de ellos. Es para que tomen una pequeña. Esta es vida de 34.8%, güey. 34.8% de vida extra. Este también es vida de 34.8% extra. Este también es vida de 34.8% extra. Este es de 232 ataque extra. Y este es de vida 2839 extra. Y es solo el prota. No estoy bien armado, créanme. Arriba. Por más que quisiera decir... Por más que quisiera decir que estoy bien armado, créanme que no. Por eso no hago daño, pero por eso tardan en matarme.
What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Y ahí va a brincar. ¿Por qué me siento como si estuviese en la película Kung Fu Panda a punto de recibir el pergamino del dragón para poder ver lo que en verdad importa en esta vida y cómo defendernos de Tai?
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends.
Me gusta su voz.
And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Me gusta su voz. Eso de ahí es...
Whoa! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
Oh.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that.
Quizás.
If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching...
Ah. La prefiero a ella.
You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us.
Pero...
But for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
Ajá. Supongo que los fatui están detrás de todos esos rumores.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning.
Si no lo hago yo,
I
¿quién va a
called for
entender?
the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
A ver,
Of course.
sorpréndanos, Paimon.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
Paimon, ¿puedes dejar de pensar en eso por un momento? Oh.
It's all right. I like direct
Me
people.
haces quedar mal.
Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please, and you may take it with you.
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that. Let's see, what should we get? One of the sheets on that wall.
Paimon,
Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices.
Paimon.
Even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail. Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for.
Tenemos la oportunidad de agarrar la Exuvius y todo eso. Y me estás diciendo que agarra un papel. ¿Por qué me sale como que tengo algo más aquí arriba? Eso, ¿no? Sí. Ay, ¿por qué?
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la. Let's see what's written on it. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Sigil of permission, something, fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered traces of classified fatui research on the sigil of permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. Spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body and whatnot.
Entonces vamos a ir a partir en su mouse de los Fatui.
But research on the sigil of permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the sigil of permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Claramente Ningguang está intentando llevarnos ahí.
Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then?
No tengo otra idea.
Oh,
Vamos a
so
tener
you're
que ir a ver qué
saying
onda.
that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we
Hablando de
should
dónde está.
confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves. That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something.
Ay, Paimon.
Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no
Ya ni me
good.
acordaba de Zhongli. Ya ni me acordaba de Zhongli. ¿En serio es mucha casa para una persona nomás?
Lady Ningguang looks stunning today.
Sí. Está curioso, ¿no? Que todo lo que estamos haciendo siempre termina involucrado con todo el desastre de los enemigos por no sé qué razón. Los Fatui, Ningguang, los arconte. Algo malo va a pasar. Algo me lo dice. Y luego con lo que vimos al final del capítulo de inicio. Está locos. No sé que la hermana está liada con los malos. Uy, pero está lejos. Si ese es el escondite de los Fatui, he estado por ahí 1000 veces. ¿Cómo es posible que no los haya visto? En serio. Creo que se me ha peleado con ellos. Y ya creo. All you need is love. Ahí está otra. Tu, tu, tu. Hay un brillo muy grande aquí. ¿Qué me hace? ¿En serio? ¿Me hace así que este era el campamento de los Fatui y yo he venido aquí a hacer mi desastre varias veces? Y hablo de desastre del bueno, ¿eh? No estoy hablando de un desastre X.
Need to end a few enemies?
Uy, yo creo que ustedes miran. Si ustedes miran los artefactos que le tengo puesto a todos mis personajes, se van a reír de todo el desastre. Bájase de ahí, carnalete.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Nice and spicy. Absorption test. Stand clear. You're toast! Animal hypostasis emulation.
Terra smash. Wait.
Au. Inga esa turroña.
Out of the frying pan. Animal test 6308. Absorption test.
Me explotó yo solo. ¿Qué? ¿Hay otro? Ay, ahora es el de fuego aquí.
Terra smash.
Ya muérete, ¿no? Sí, no estoy para eso yo ahorita.
Nice and spicy.
Neta, ¿no se murió con eso? Está mínimo, te caíste. ¿Comida? Ah, pues si tengo comida de ataque y todo este desastre, ¿verdad? Se me olvida. Ahí voy. Tengo la extraña costumbre de hacer toda la vieja.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt. Fortunate fault.
Está bien disciplinado a mí, mi sensei.
No time.
Se murieron esos güeyes, ¿verdad? Jeje. Ah, interesante. ¿Y ahora? Eso es para Venti.
Here. And some stacks of blank paper too.
Pues se siente como si estuvieran intentando reproducir uno.
Paimon's seen this pattern before, but where?
¿Con los arcontes que no?
Oh, Paimon knows. It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Suspicious.
Yo tengo una sospecha que me voy a meter en problemas por estar aquí.
Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the Sigil of Permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers. Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil of Permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect. Being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous.
Sí, yo creo que eso es algo más grande, una conspiración inmensa aquí.
We'll need to keep an eye on
Uy.
Child, that's for sure. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhang Li soon. The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
Yo creo que llegamos muy tarde, Paimon. Vamos. Llego rápido así o tengo algo ahí cerca. Llego rápido así. Sirve que se me regenera todo rápido. Y disfrutamos un poquito aquí en lo que caminamos y hablamos juntos, ¿no? Diciendo cuán hermosa es la vida. Yo no sé, chicos, pero algo que he aprendido de MiHoYo es que no puedes confiar en la historia. Bueno, de que puedes, ¿no? Porque es una historia bastante buena. Digo, si ustedes fuesen a jugar con K-Impact, entenderían a lo que digo, ¿no? Pero lo que voy es que no puedes encariñarte con ningún personaje. Sea prota o no sea prota, algo malo siempre va a pasar, créanme. Y lo averiguamos en Honka Impact de la peor manera posible. Si ustedes quieren, pueden ir a ver la lista de reproducción de Honka Impact que tenemos ahí explicando toda la historia. Bueno, jugando toda la historia, mejor dicho. Vean que todo lo que está pasando es bastante bueno como para que no lo vean. ¿Llego aquí abajo? ¿Es abajo o es arriba? Creo que es arriba. ¡Ah, tu máquina! Les juro que no vi esa bomba. Y no solamente yo les puedo decir que, o sea, que la historia se pone bien pasada de lanza, Inclusive Carlos Villanueva, que está aquí, les puede mencionar lo triste y cruel que es Honka Impact. Y hablo de triste y cruel. Tengo por este güey aquí. Ándale. ¿Más? Supongo que esta debe ser la hoguera. El mensaje dice que debemos encenderla. ¿Qué hoguera? ¿Hay un pincel que alguien está buscando? Luego regreso para acá a ver qué es todo esto. Pensé que era un oso, dije a la vez si me atacaron un oso, pero no, era un jabalí. Vamos a ver qué pex.
Right on time. I myself only arrived moments ago.
¿Justo tiempo? Llegué muy tarde, según yo.
Your visit to the Jade Chamber.
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy schmancy place before.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue.
Me hizo recordar a los Rugrats.
Then you met with Ningguang, I
Por una
trust.
señal razón.
What did you talk about with her?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly.
Me gusta eso lo que dice, La amabilidad es el arma de las personas de negocios.
Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Kuching then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Kuching, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart, though they are both members of the Qixing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions.
Es que no sé si decir si es lista o ambiciosa, porque prácticamente podría ser ambas, así que vamos a poner como lista.
Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
Sí, ¿por qué no me sorprende eso?
All Ningguang talked about was the fatui this and the fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least.
Eso me interesa. Y ahora está tratando de reproducir el sello del permiso.
No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yujing Terrace have some? Even Qingse Village has glaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do
Me
it
imagino
all.
que la naturaleza son mucho mejor.
Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all the glaze lilies were wiped out. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know that glaze lilies may still be found in the wild. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance.
¡Hey, buen corner!
If we want to follow the
Gracias por
true
estar aquí con
tradition
nosotros,
of the
hombre.
rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers.
¿Necesitas que cante?
That's correct. Your singing will surely bring out the strongest fragrance from the flowers.
So how good is your singing?
Soy un profesional.
Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
Pero nunca me has
We'll only know
escuchado.
once he starts singing.
Neta, tengo que cantar.
It's time to sing. Whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry.
Creo que nunca lo había escuchado hacer
From
eso.
Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? Nice and spicy. Enhanced animal modules. Absorption test.
Ay, esa es nada madre.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Tan poderosas.
Terra smash.
No creo que eso haya sido lo que dijo Paimon, sino que yo creo que estas cosas son muy distintas a lo que esperábamos. ¿Qué te quieres metralleta o qué onda? No, Simón.
Boba, get them! Need to make
No.
adjustments.
Quémate tú sola. Déjame revivir a Sacarosa. Válgame la redundancia, ¿no?
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
Fueron agresivas.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Excuse me.
Gancho, ¿cuándo llegaste?
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey, it's... What's her face?
Ganju.
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name.
No es como
That
que el juego me lo
reminds
diga.
How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Supongo que fue nuestra culpa por no preguntar, honestamente.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
Something seems a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry, we shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis.
Órale.
It's truly a changing of the guard. Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This
Qué voz tan gruesa
is
tiene
a
este güey, en
little
serio.
sudden.
Grave, perdón.
As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say as an Adeptus?
Sí, también me quedé
Yes,
en curva ahí.
I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day.
Bueno, eso explica por qué tiene cuernos.
Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies?
Exacto.
I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here, you may have it if you wish.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
Pero no me has dicho dónde están las...
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given
Flores.
the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Bueno, Sony puede abrir una florería.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow.
Wow, eso fue una piedrada para
Jeremy
mi yo de
sounds
antes.
like he's already seen it all. All right, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
La fragancia suave de un lirio. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Qué sigue? Acción. I need action. Aparte que no tengo nada de vida, ¿no? Así que ocupo vida y acción. Creo que me voy a traer a Bárbara por las dudas y cambiar a Tartalgia.
Wish me luck.
Ah, qué suerte. Bueno, ya tenemos algo de vida ahí. ¿Por qué muchos fatui aquí?
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui?
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume.
De la funeraria.
The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the Qixing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current
Parece como que vamos a entrar en medio de una guerra o algo.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the Qixing for you.
Hay un perro ahí atrás.
Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Y nosotros no podremos quedarnos de brazos cruzados porque somos el prota y por alguna extraña razón nos vamos a ver involucrados.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance?
Cualquiera de los dos.
Neither path is an easy one.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse.
¿Nosotros qué tenemos que ver aquí?
I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng funeral parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
A la bestia se apareció.
The connections with the fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Me imagino que solamente hay un lugar donde podría ir. ¿Es una pelea? Me sale como que... Ah, bien cosas. No, espérate, me salió algo aquí. ¿Qué es esto? Personajes. Ah, eso es lo que me está resaltando todo el rato. ¿Qué sigue? ¿Es una pelea eso? ¿Qué sigue?
I should open a store here.
¿Dónde está? Venga, eso siempre lo camino. Siento como que quizás debería prepararme un poco. Permiso, chuchos. Ahora sí llegamos a lo chido. Siento como que Maestro Hiro me va a enseñar algo bueno aquí. Como que demasiado abajo. Tiene razón. Preocupa a alguien que suba vida. No sé qué pasa. Si muero, pues me tocaba morir.
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of mora. This is where all of Tibet's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few mora go missing.
Sí, o sea, si hubiera sido tan fácil, hubieran vaciado este lugar hace mucho tiempo.
Oh, so it's a trap.
Espérate, ahí estaba un guardia tirado.
Tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of mora. It's like a dream come true.
Hay algo malo pasando aquí. Y justamente porque vi un guardia ahí tirado.
Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here?
Lo sabía. Parece que perdieron el conocimiento.
Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble.
¿Tú crees?
Quick! We have to go make sure that the exuvia is all right.
Está demasiado caro. Qué dramática. Nomás 2 guardias estaban aquí. Con razón los noquearon.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way.
¿Te parece que llegamos al momento indicado?
Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the gnosis from inside the exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires.
No voy a dejar que te acerques demasiado a esta cosa.
I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. A simple pleasure, and one that I am oh so delighted to be sharing with you. The battle.
¿Pelea?
So you're the type
Oh, voy a pelear contra ti.
trouble, huh?
Charo, no puedes hacer una pelea
You could
Pokémon.
say that.
¿No puedes sacar una tipo Paimon tú?
When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there?
Ooh, okay.
Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by. So show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Bueno, presiona la oportunidad que atacas de lejos. Ingas a tu bestia, qué buen golpe le metiste a la pobre. ¡Ay! Esos ataques yo no los tengo.
So quick to flee.
Que me da angos a tu máquina.
Cowering already?
Ow, 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 ow.
Come on, we can do it.
Terra smash! Not bad, not bad. A clear shot. How unbecoming. Terra smash! Passable effort. Poor timing.
Tengo que tener cuidado aquí más. Ups, ups.
Run all you like. Not bad.
Let's dance.
Good. No wonder Senora was so wary of
Oh,
you.
la bestia se puso.
That just means I can go all
Puso
out.
elegante.
Brace yourself. This is about to
Se
get.
volvió de rayo. ¿Qué?
Now, show me what you can do against the might of a harbinger. Nobody's hiding back there.
Absorption test. Stay clear.
Es una mala idea sacar a Bárbara aquí.
Terra smash.
Ay, baboso. Salir del demonio. Ajá.
All you do is run.
Ajá, tu máquina. ¿Todo bien?
No use hiding back there.
Lo claro que cuando te enfrentas al jefe todopoderoso, cuando los bloqueas como... Sí, eso está horrible, esta onda.
Let the show begin. Animal test 63.
Ojalá el mío fuera así de poderoso. Ay, me está partiendo la mosca a mí.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
¿Combinó? ¿Hicimos combinación?
That card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia.
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
¿Ah? Sí, está, el único que me molesta, Chris. Saber que lo nerfea. A la bestia Power Rangers. Go, go, Noble Rangers. Sí me gustaba enfrentarme a él tal y como era. La música.
This is going to cost you.
Ah. Emon, tú vuelas. Damn.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you?
No, ni siquiera sé de qué estás hablando, loco.
Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Terra Smash!
I'll protect us. Go, Barb. Oh, hi. Huh. Huh. Hi.
Au. Creo que con así que tienes para subirte la vida.
Nice and spicy. Animo test 6308.
Oh, Jesus, sí me golpeó.
Absorption test. Animo test 6308.
Die here.
Enhanced Animo module 75.
Me movió. Ah, ojalá no hubiera nerfeado, me hubiera gustado pelear contra el bien.
Look, Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off.
Calmémonos. ¿Tú fuiste que me atacó, loco?
It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be?
Estamos restaurando mi poder original.
You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Chale, también que me cae este güey.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. My quest still beckons. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Y el Rex Lapis todavía vive.
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce
¡Tres
is
flechazos!
also well
Chale, me perdí lo divertido.
beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this,
for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as fatui harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hijo de tu tizna. El sello que traemos nosotros.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Está intentando duplicarlos.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
Ese se convirtió en Dragon Quest. Llegaste a lo bueno, Darkseid. Bienvenido, mi buen. O sea, se literalmente despierta. ¡Ay, o sea, tu máquina! Sí despierta.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Damn, parece que siguen las cosas peor de lo que esperaba. Oh, gracias, me da mucho gusto que te haya gustado el video del unboxing. Fue muy difícil hacerlo, POV, neta. Todo el rato tuve algo agarrado en la boca. Ajá, mientras tenía el teléfono y todo eso. Pero bueno, no importa ahorita. Bueno, sí importa, pero... Uy, ¿qué está pasando?
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so the
If
kid!
we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Do we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed Liyue yet, has it?
What are you doing
No
here?
preguntes. No hay tiempo de preguntas.
Hold on. It's the Adept guy. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
Porque siento que estoy peleando contra Cthulhu.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle.
Digno de todo
Which is why we
JRPG,
must
Carlos,
stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? But all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
¿Una ballesta va a defender todo esto?
Yep.
A la bestia. Es mucho más poderosa de lo que esperaban. ¡Wow! ¿Invocó la ballesta aquí? Ah, rayos. Claro que no podía ser tan fácil, ¿verdad? Pero qué buena cinemática.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista.
Okay, me suena vida.
Let the fatui disturb their work.
¿Dónde está la fatui?
All able Millelith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Looks like I went too far.
Boba, get them! Stand clear.
Maldita sea, ¿por qué son tan poderosos estos cabrones? Uy. Esos enemigos.
Animal test 60. Stand clear. Animal hyperspace kick.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
El poder divino de ¿qué? ¡Ay, no sé tu mic! ¿What?
The fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Get them! The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many fatui too! You can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
No manches, me gusta como literalmente te dan a entender que si no tuviéramos a estos locos a nuestro lado, hubiéramos perdido hace mucho tiempo.
Terra Smash!
My work finished.
To dust!
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast.
Manches, qué chuki está esto. Sé que no se nota, no, pero estoy súper emocionado con lo que está pasando aquí. ¿Qué tanto tengo que esquivar? ¿Y los fatui? ¿No hay?
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them back.
Look at me. Just...
Quick!
Si la pared puede ayudarme para evitar que sigan atacando a todos los shukis.
Terra Smash!
My work finished.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Terra Smash!
¿Dónde estás, hija de la fiesta?
Let me amuse my assistants.
Ay, joder, tú está. ¿Tiene más para acá?
Quick!
¿Dónde más? Acá. ¿Cuántos enemigos hay?
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Tendría que ver qué es lo que puedo conseguir para hacer mi buen. Y que sea llamativo para hacerlo todavía.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Ay, no. Damn. Las bellezas. ¿Y ustedes de dónde salieron? Ni siquiera estaban aquí.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Yo jugaba en eso en el teléfono, mi teléfono iba a explotar. Damn. Wow. Ok. Eso estuvo wow. No sé qué decir. Esa pelea estuvo wow. No, la música relajante, todo tranquilo. Sí, ya le partiste su mouse a un dios.
Finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
No lo niego. Sin ellos no hubiéramos sido capaces de hacer nada nosotros.
We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense.
Oh, es que la manera en que terminó estuvo chutis, no lo voy a negar.
Forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Estamos en la misma posición ahora.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
En el momento en que hay discordia entre los protectores y los protegidos, Mia se vuelve difícil de restaurar. Uy, qué inteligente este güey, qué filósofo.
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Es lo que aprendimos en la capital de la libertad.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the
¿Y dónde estabas tú en el conflicto?
I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Bueno, parece que ya están intentando entender lo mínimo.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, conqueror of demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Y se parece un poquito el de Kung Fu Panda, ¿eh?
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
Tú lo dijiste.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too?
Siento como que hay mucho por aquí.
Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Yo tengo una pequeña idea de dónde está este güey. Wow. Estuvo bastante canijo y genial la cinemática que hubo, todo el desastre. Me hubiera gustado mínimo ver que hubiese estado un poco destruido la ciudad, honestamente, no solamente que se quede así, ¿no? De esta manera. Porque siento que le quitaron un poquito de profundidad al desastre que sucedió aquí en Liyue. Pero fuera de eso, se me hizo bastante genial la pelea. Digo, de recoger unas flores a hacer todo un desastre, ¿no? Literalmente. Sí voy a tener que contar todo eso. Piensen que es una manera para saber cuánto me faltan. 1, 2, 3. A ver. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Son 6 por página por lo que estoy viendo. Dos. 11. Un momento. Ah, son 66 entonces. Son 11, son 76, más 4. Entonces en este caso tenemos 70. Me faltan como unos 30 más para poder hacer lo que necesito para que me salga mínimo un dorado. Ni modo. Hay que ser la próxima, hermano. Pero bueno, chicos, por el momento nosotros llegamos al final del capítulo. Bueno, al final del stream. Nos pasamos 20 minutos más, no pasa nada. Estuvo bastante emocionante esa onda, me gustó mucho. Pero espero verlos aquí el próximo martes para continuar con la historia de Genshin Impact. Bueno, vamos a tirar ese pequeño YOLO porque Carlitos aquí quiere el YOLO. Tirar ese pequeñito YOLO. Ahí lo voy a obligar a que me esté ayudando a apuntar las cosas él ahorita. Se activó mi Alexa. ¿Qué diablos? Otra vez no. Ahí está el YOLO. Nada bueno, hermano. Nada bueno. Ni después de una super pelea salvando a la humanidad, ¿no? Pero bueno, ahora sí. Sin más que decir, chicos, nos vemos el próximo martes. Recuerden que el jueves es jueves de Fortnite para poder jugar con ustedes, aquellas personas que quieran estar aquí con nosotros. Así que si les gustó lo que vieron, déjenos un like, comenten ahí abajo, suscríbanse. Y nos vemos la próxima, chicos. Chao.